In 2007, Oprah Winfrey opened up a boarding school in South Africa. The academy had salons and gyms in it. Allegations have surfaced that this school was a front for child trafficking. These girls would be allegedly groomed to be ready for sale. Oprah handpicked the young girls who attended her school based on physical appearance, but it wasn't long until word got out about what really the school was about. Turns out these young girls were being touched or broken in by one of the employees there to allegedly get them ready for clients. Authorities found out about it, and the employee was charged with 13 counts of getting inappropriate with kids. Turns out at least 6 girls aged 13 to 15 were allegedly systematically and ritualistically targeted.
Oprah was reportedly influencing children for Diddy, according to feds. These females were being trafficked as children. According to rumors, Diddy snubbed Oprah for his bail by using these details.
Could see music mogul Sean Diddy Combs in court this week for a status hearing. His attorney still working to appeal a judge's ruling denying Diddy bail. Denied it twice last week. The Bad Boy Records founder is being held by himself in a Brooklyn detention center, accused of running an enterprise of sex trafficking and forced labor. During a March raid, we all remember this, authorities discovered drugs, AR-15s, and an excessive amount of baby oil and lubricant inside.
Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs' life has taken a surprising turn. Combs ends up in a Brooklyn jail facility after being subjected to severe accusations of forced labor and human trafficking. However, what is life like for one of the most well-known people in the world when incarcerated?
To the source, she paid $75 million for the footage of Combs raping an underage Bieber and Aaron Carter, among other child stars. Under the comments of the video, many online users were asking for evidence for these wild allegations.
Hollywood pimp Oprah Winfrey paid $75 million to purchase sex tapes of Sean Diddy Combs raping an underage Justin Bieber. Oprah has been hiding in plain sight for decades, using the media to shield her from the truth.
According to internet reports, the FBI has opened an inquiry after Oprah's abrupt departure sparked concerns.
Has to leave. Yes, she was going anyway. Don't be greedy. But. I mean, this is like just a moment where we get to hang out. I know you're dying, so we'll do this. 2 questions. I'll take one from this side of the audience and one from that side. Something you've always wanted to ask. Don't ask her what her favorite color is. Think for a moment. I'll ask her one question first, just to get us on the, so you can think for a little bit. Just one from this side, one from that side.
This is
your
the
best
behind
question.
the scenes thing you do.
Oh, this is between the scenes.
Between
We'll just hang out and do it. This is like your. It's funny. I didn't know you talk to your audience.
Yes.
Yes, this is me. I just hang out with the real people.
Isn't that cool?
I love it. So are you kidding me? I wanted to know one thing. You are Oprah Winfrey. You have been very wealthy for a long time. You've worked hard to get there. I often wonder how much normalcy there still is in your life. Like, how many normal random things happen to you? Like, when was the last time your phone ran out of battery while you were speaking? Does that ever happen to you?
No.
Okay. Like never. Like, so for instance, has there ever been a moment where you're in the bathroom and then the toilet roll is done? No.
Rumors circulated that Oprah would be involved in something more darker than anyone had anticipated, just days after Sean Diddy Combs was arrested. Millions of people adore Oprah, who has refuted the charges, saying they are unfounded. Her sudden departure, nevertheless, begs a lot of questions.
Former inmate and director and founder of Wall Street Prison Consultants, Larry Levine, joins me now. Larry, welcome to the show. Thanks for being with me.
Glad to be with you.
So this jail's conditions, have been described as dirty, notorious for mice, maggots, inmate violence, power outages. You spent 10 years in 11 different facilities, so you know what life is like for him right now. Take us behind the scenes.
I was also at MDC Los Angeles. It's like a cookie cutter.
Diddy is presently being detained in seclusion in a facility called the Special Housing Unit, or SHU. Larry Levine, a former prisoner who has been through the system, said that Diddy is currently experiencing a lot of loneliness and anxiety in his life. According to Levine, despite being segregated, SHU inmates frequently live under suicide watch and endure terrible living conditions. Showering, for example, is restricted to 3 times a week.
The MDC in New York. Yeah, I do know. But he's sitting in the shoe. He's in the hole. And this guy is going through loneliness, anxiety, desperation. He's on suicide watch, and they hand out like psych meds, like they're M&Ms to these inmates to try to get them to cope with what's going on. So his entire existence is to sit in this little cell, essentially.
There have been rumors that Diddy leads a somewhat decent life behind bars, even consuming ribeye steaks from the commissary.
He's not getting any real visits. If his lawyer does a legal visit, they have to come upstairs into the special housing unit to see him. Now, have you seen these reports about all these commissary items they say that he could buy? Any of those?
What was one of them? Steak or something?
Ribeye, steak,
Yeah.
I mean, all kinds of nonsense. He's in the shoe, people. He's in a special housing unit.
According to Levine, our celebrities who are suspected of crimes involving women or children are unlikely to be in grave danger. He would probably be targeted by other prisoners, particularly those with aggressive tendencies, endangering his life. He will instead continue to live in seclusion, where there are less physical dangers.
He cannot buy things off the regular commissary list.
So this is rocking his world right now.
Buy a radio.
Yeah, this is rocking his world right now. What about treatment from other inmates, Larry? I'm curious in that too, because we know that they don't take kindly to those who are accused of hurting women or children. They're not minors that we know of. But if he makes it to general population, how's he treated?
Look, if he makes it to GP, general population, someone's going to stick a knife in him.
What happens if Diddy is found guilty? It might take him up to 4 years to win his case. Additionally, he won't be going to a luxurious minimum security prison if he loses. Rather, he will be placed in a medium security jail, where he will remain segregated from the outside world.
You ever wonder why and how Oprah became a billionaire? Oprah convinced 30 million women and about 1 million men that she was their best friend. And every afternoon, those 31 million people would tune in to their best friend. Oprah converted the likability factor.
Here, Oprah became a fortune by leveraging the likability factor to make money.
They're going to put some bars of soap in a sock and boom, they're going to pop him over the head and split his head open like a watermelon. They cannot GP him at all. There's a better chance of Jesus appearing in front of us right now than him making general population. He's safe where he is at. There's no reason to move him. And this nonsense about him getting bail, they're never going to give him bail. He wants to go to Essex County, New Jersey, to go to a cushy jail.
It's difficult to fathom a man wearing the same prison uniform every day after never wearing the same outfit twice. With a tentative trial date of May 2025, his defense team is working to expedite the process, but the government is still conducting its investigation and fresh accusations may possibly surface, making his future even more difficult.
Teams involved will shock you. Now, for the last several weeks, online users would attempt to implicate Jay-Z and Beyonce as the next celebrities to be named in these harmful cases. Singer Jaguar Wright would recently appear in an interview with Piers Morgan on his YouTube channel where she alleged Jay-Z and Beyonce have hundreds of victims. Morgan would eventually be forced to apologize for the false claims about the couple after he received a cease and desist letter.
Oprah is of interest to the FBI because of explosive claims involving allegations that have gone viral on social media. Online rumors started to surface just last week, linking the talk show legend to a troubling and extremely private incident involving Diddy and other well-known individuals.
Oprah Winfrey denies arrest rumors. Yes, media mogul Oprah Winfrey has come out to deny rumors that her home was raided and she was arrested. According to reports that were making the rounds, her house in Florida was raided and she was arrested along with other celebrities for sex trafficking. Reacting to the news, Oprah put out a tweet to debunk the rumor. She tweeted, and I'm quoting, "Just got a phone call that my name is trending. I'm being trolled for some awful fake thing. It's not true. I haven't been raided or arrested, just sanitizing and self-distancing with the rest of the world. Stay safe, everybody."
When Oprah was raided here, it was discovered that she was engaged in trafficking. She disputes that I received a call, though, and all of these accusations are untrue. She also claims that I'm separating from the outside world.
threatened to take legal action. After apologizing, Morgan with State Rights interview was edited in order to remove her claims. Now, aside from Jay-Z and Beyonce, people have brought up Oprah Winfrey's name as another who might be connected to Combs, causing people to wonder if black wealth is under attack. Twitter user TPV Sean would accuse Winfrey of buying a Diddy tape of an underage Justin Bieber being raped.
The outrageous claims made against Oprah, such as the claim that she spent millions to conceal terrible deeds, are what have people talking. The true shock came when it was revealed that Oprah had allegedly fled the country soon after Diddy's arrest, even if some Twitter users and social media conspiracy theorists have fueled the flames.
Earlier today, we reported to you that Piers Morgan decided to take down parts of his interview with Jaguar Wright, where she talked about and referred to Beyonce and Jay-Z as monsters and alleged that these two have held people against their own will. In a statement from Beyonce's attorneys, they said that these statements from Jaguar Wright were completely untrue and
in a daring declaration, Beyonce's lawyer explained that the charges against Jaguar Wright, especially the one that the Carters engaged in heinous acts, were not only untrue but also extremely deceptive.
These videos of Diddy with Justin Bieber when he was only 15 years old are resurfacing, and the one thing that I want to ask is, why was a 40-year-old hanging around with a 15-year-old? Why did no one think that was an issue or a red flag? And also, listen to what he says in this clip.
They're having the times of their lives, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed the usher. I had legal guardianship.
Diddy and a 15-year-old. What is a 40-year-old doing with a 15-year-old? Asks Justin Bieber. It raises serious concerns for the audience.
A lot going on. And then there's people that thought that Puffy was involved and Suge Knight was involved.
I think Suge Knight's the one who said that thing I just thought of.
What thing?
About that they were there to delete stuff.
Well, if he really was filming everybody, I mean, he had a lot of people at those parties, right? You know who said? Luke from 2 Live Crew?
Yeah, he said he was to leave early.
Yeah.
In an odd turn of events, it is being claimed that Oprah fled the nation in time because she had intimate information of this subterranean issue. She may be much more involved in Diddy's shadier activities than anyone ever imagined if these allegations are true. These notions are fascinating in today's society, even though they all sound like the narrative of a big-budget film.
Luke from 2 Live Crew is leaving early. Like, you got a wild party. If what's happening is too fucked up for Luke from 2 Live Crew? Like, check please. There's so many different stories. Who knows?
What are you gonna do?
I'm not doing that.
We're not involved in them. I was never at Diddy's party. I don't even know the motherfucker. I don't want to nobody.
Regarding the FBI, their probe seems to be moving forward. Many people are assuming that they are constructing a case against Diddy as well as anyone else might have been caught in his web of humor.
Jokes.
Like I told you.
Having fun.
That's it.
Yeah.
Smoking dope, cracking jokes, making people... Everything else is background music. And living in LA, you have all this shit that's going on around you. That's what you have your life, and then you have all this shit that goes in and out of your ears all fucking day, and you're like, I just want to do stand-up.
You also have those celebrity environments where celebrities all get together, and there's so many of them, in these wild parties. And if you got a wild party...
People are talking about the possible consequences. If these claims are true, Oprah, a media personality who is renowned for her moral leadership and generosity, may end up at the center of one of the largest scandals in recent history.
P. Diddy puts on that wild party, and, he sets everybody up. Like, if you were an intelligence agent, like a Jeffrey Epstein type deal, that'd be the way to do it. Big old crazy party, get everybody loose.
And get the cameras
Get them
rolling.
the yayo. Get them the yayo.
And everything else.
Get them everything you need. Get fired up. Get those cameras rolling. And now you got everybody under wraps. What a twisted web some folks weave. You all right over there?
Yeah.
You got to concentrate.
The thrill of the drama has taken on a life of its own in this instance. The distinction between fact and fiction appears to be more hazy than ever in our day and age. Prior to his spilling more tea,
before he spills even more tea, Shannon recently sat down for an interview and dished out all the gossip about the celebrities trying to shut down his show and sabotage him. They're even sending him threats. Those stars who were eager to be on the show, they disappeared into thin air. Now everybody knows that the industry is chaotic, but these people are going to extremes with Shannon. Word on the streets is that Shannon's life could be in danger because the haters are in full swing.
I didn't know it was gonna cause.
it became evident that Oprah doesn't handle public difficulties well after Monique exposed her. Her efforts to maintain order appear to be going too far now that Shannon has testified.
A ripple. I didn't think it was gonna move me in the direction. I'm glad it did. I understand what comes along with that. But if you remember,
in the same interview, Shannon talked about all the crazy stuff he's been dealing with since Cat Williams' interview went viral earlier this year. He had a conversation with Cam Newton and shared why celebrities are comfortable enough to spill all their secrets on his podcast.
As Shannon stated in a recent interview, "I didn't anticipate this level of backlash, but I now recognize the consequences of speaking the truth." We're all curious to find out how far Diddy and Oprah will go to keep their secrets safe.
Shannon explained that before every interview, he makes it clear to his celebrity guests that they don't have to talk about certain topics if they don't want to, which makes them comfortable enough to tell their own story.
I said, is there anything that you don't want to talk about? I always ask the guests that. Sometimes they say, well, I would appreciate if we not talk about this. Right. Cool, no problem. Because I believe you can tell your story without saying something negative. But yes, I believe a person that's been in a business, that's been doing something 10, 15, 20, 30 years.
Shannon Sharpe is definitely not going to back down. His following has only grown as a result of his unwavering commitment to speaking the truth, despite attempts by influential people like Diddy and Oprah to silence him.
Laugh and giggle about, oh, let's get alcohol, let's get drugs, let's get all these ladies at a party. You know, for years, P. Diddy's gotten a whole pass. He's actually created his own kingdom where he makes his own rules, and you got to follow his rules or you get penalized. And guess what, Laura? He's now in a federal penitentiary, and for the first time in his life, he's facing his own fate at the hands of somebody else. And I will tell you, Laura, I've done federal cases.
According to sources, Oprah, who has established herself as America's most popular talk show host, is reportedly separating from Diddy, just like she did with other well-known people like John of God and Harvey Weinstein. The video from Diddy's party that was leaked is available here.
80% of federal criminal indictments brought down are pled out, right? A plea deal is brought. And of the only 10% left, 90% of those defendants that go to trial, they lose. So he is looking at a daunting uphill battle to fight these horrible charges.
Now, Brian, one of the DHS agents involved in this raid on his Miami mansion described what he saw inside the house, saying that
Diddy had virtually unchallenged control for years, but following Oprah's statement, everything began to fall apart. After years of surveillance, the feds eventually pounced, scouring Diddy's residences and obtaining evidence that could link him to horrific atrocities.
in my opinion, he's as bad as Epstein. These women are young, either barely legal or barely illegal. Brian, this sounds like he was a monster.
Yeah, Laura, I will tell you that this indictment was very detailed, by the way, too. Your viewers should know there were over 300 subpoenas served, over 50 witnesses interviewed. Why is that important?
She revealed Diddy's alleged coercive tactics during his notorious freak-off parties, where women were allegedly drugged and controlled, according to insiders.
And that's really what the prosecutors got to prove. And if you've got some victims coming forward to talk about that, you've got financial records that prove that, travel itinerary that proves that, P. Diddy has very little defense. And I got to tell you, Laura, If this guy wants to fight these charges, he's going to have to step up and walk into a courtroom and talk about it. If he doesn't testify in this case, he is dead on arrival.
Well, who else is on these tapes? I mean, will the tapes ever see the light of
DHS investigators called Diddy's Miami estate monstrous, likening it to Jeffrey Epstein's private island. It has been stated that young women, some of whom were almost legal, were forced to attend these crazy gatherings.
90% of federal criminal indictments brought down are pled out, right? A plea deal is brought. And of the only 10% left, 90% of those defendants that go to trial, they lose. So he is looking at a daunting uphill battle to fight these horrible charges.
With more than 50 witnesses questioned and more than 300 subpoenas filed, the indictment is serious. We appreciate your interest in today's video. Remember to leave a comment below with your thoughts. We will see you later.